What's going on, baseball fans? Jeremy Laracuente here for the Baseball Banter Broadcast. And on this broadcast, we're going to be bantering about the ultimate five-tool player using the 2023 Cincinnati Reds. We are doing an ongoing series on it, so make sure you check out the playlist and the corresponding articles down below in the show notes. We're going to begin telling you what a five-tool player is, followed by the contact tool. Now, for those that may not know, the five-tool player encompasses five different skills, and it is listed out as contact, power, speed, arm, and fielding. So in order for us to create the ultimate five-tool player, we have to put together five players to equal out this tool set. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make it five individual players and not double up on any one specific player. So with that in mind, we're going to begin with contact. As we look at the contact tool for the 2023 Cincinnati Reds, it is Jonathan India. I think that there's a lot to really like about this player, and in my opinion, he is constantly underrated. There's an opportunity that India can really put himself on the map with a big year in 2023, and part of that reason is because of his ability to put the bat on the ball. And I think for Cincinnati, they're going to be going through a very tough season in 2023. There's no doubt about that. But some of that burden will be alleviated by the better play of Jonathan India. Now, when it comes to the power tool for the Cincinnati Reds, it is Spencer Steer. When it comes to being the power tool, it's not just about hitting home runs, but being able to produce high levels of average exit velocity. And that's what Steer does for the Cincinnati Reds. When you look at what this squad is going to be, as I just said, they're going to be going through a very difficult year in 2023 as they rebuild towards trying to be a competitive team. But in that, one of the players that they can look to be able to help them and build up this team for the future is Spencer Steer. His ability to be able to put extreme velocity, exit velocity on the ball is going to be something that absolutely does help the Cincinnati Reds in their long-term push to get back to being a postseason contender. So the power tool for the 2023 Reds is Spencer Steer. And when it comes to the speed tool for the Cincinnati Reds, the player that we're naming is Stuart Fairchild. There's an old adage in baseball that speed slows down the game. And there's no doubt that for the Reds, Stuart Fairchild is the player that most slows down the game because of his speed. And while that may seem like an oxymoron, there's no doubt that if you've watched a baseball game, you understand what that adage means. And for the Reds, Fairchild is the player that provides them that level of distraction, that level of slowing down the game. And there's no doubt when you look at the StatCast numbers, this is the player that best tracks in terms of sprint speed for the Cincinnati Reds. So it makes sense to name him as the speed tool. And when it comes to the arm tool for the 2023 Cincinnati Reds, it is Jose Barrero. When you look at the StatCast numbers for arm strength, Barrero stands out amongst all the rest of the 2023 Reds. And there's a good reason for that. When you put this player in a position like shortstop, you know that you're going to have to be able to deliver some impactful throws to be able to get runners out. And that's exactly what Barrero has been able to do for the Cincinnati Reds. So it makes a ton of sense to be able to name him in this position as the arm tool. Now, when it comes to naming the fielding tool for the 2023 Reds, it is TJ Friedl. This player has been able to provide the Reds with plus defense, which is going to be something that they're going to struggle with this year. There's very little question in my mind about that. Again, it's going to be a long year as they continue to try to rebuild this squad. One such player that can provide them with positivity in terms of fielding ability is TJ Friedl. And for that reason, he is named the fielding tool for the 2023 Cincinnati Reds. But I want to hear from you, Reds fans. Let me know how you would craft your ultimate five-tool player using the 2023 roster. Let me know that down in the comments, or find me over on Twitter at banter_baseball, and we can keep the conversation rolling. As always, if you want to find more from us on our social media outlets, you can do so on Instagram and TikTok at Baseball Banter Broadcast. You can find the corresponding article on this video up on laracuenteledger.com. And if you want to show more support for the channel beyond that, you can head over to our merchandise shop, baseballbanterbroadcast.com, in which we have a ton of merchandise you can use and a ton of promo codes you can use to save on that merch. So definitely keep it locked in. If you haven't, hit the subscribe button already, as we are continuing to try to build this baseball community here on the Baseball Banter Broadcast. And the best way you can help us do that is by hitting the subscribe and the bell for post notifications, so each and every time a new broadcast is dropped here on the Baseball Banter Broadcast, because we're bringing you new content daily. So definitely keep it locked in each and every day all year long as we banter about baseball. I'll catch you guys on the next broadcast. Peace.